I can talk to anybody at any given time, and I got some of that from you. I was raised this way.
And you need to talk into the mic.
Raised this way.
I was raised this way.
What?
To be a talker.
Really?
Yeah. So don't let her act shy or anything, because I mean, you need to. Is it?
Are you
right?
are you nervous right now?
I'm not nervous.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
Well, good. We'll knock that right out of here. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Kathy and Suzy's Kids. And we're here with Kathy and Suzy.
You've been wanting.
Yeah.
How long you been planning that one?
It's been a while. So thank y'all so much for coming.
I got the yellow ribbon. So, it's okay. You know. How many times did you sit back just relaxing? Understand movements coming in, yeah, we got the packs in. I don't really wanna see no more traffic. Last pack just came in, let's get it out.
I had a hard
Wanna be okay, wanna be alright.
What's the number of
Wanna see the world.
Is this y'all's first podcast?
Yes.
Mom, have you heard a podcast before?
No.
Okay.
Well, good. I'm glad. Followers, for you who don't know,
Take my earrings off.
this is the inspiration behind our show. It's named after him. You know, we wanted to make you guys proud. So this is an opportunity for y'all to get to meet us a little bit better and dig into a little bit more of our lives. And we're going to share with you why we are the way we are.
And Kathy,
we know the way you are. We know
Yeah.
why.
well, you got to get a little closer. We're doing the mic. Yeah. All right. So me and Matt kind of grew up together.
Kinda.
Yeah, was it fourth or fifth grade?
Oh man, it's so blurry. It really.
I mean,
is.
I remember the first time you invited me to go to church with you on Wednesday, and that was Miss Haggerty's class.
So that was
Because it was just
grade?
was it middle school we just moved over?
Fourth grade, I think.
Was
that
it?
was
No,
fourth
You
the
moved
fifth
to
grade.
St. Martin.
Fifth grade.
No, because
third grade.
I was in North, and then after fourth, we went to that middle school in the fifth grade, and that's when we met.
Haggerty Wilson. You remember Miss Haggerty Wilson?
Her husband was a tattoo artist, Kingpin Tattoos.
She's the one. Whenever I did the final project, it was like all the different fields or career fields, and then there was the ship at the very end, and I included that because Dad worked out at Ingalls, and she told me that it was wrong, and you groomed me for thinking outside of the box. So
What was her class? It was like, what the title?
terrible. It was terrible. I don't even know.
Was it home ec? No,
It was the
home ec.
worst class. and
Home
she-
ec.
It was one of them classes where it's like a hybrid of a home ec with like a communication class.
And then I remember, didn't she come back and teach again somewhere else later in life?
I don't know. I was very shocked when her husband was a big tattoo artist, fully tatted up, and she was very conservative, like long dresses, like no makeup.
It really does. It's like that sometimes.
Yeah,
Opposites attract.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, so we met during that time, and then I pretty much me and you went back and forth with our parents' house. We went to Kathy's house and Suzy's house.
Yeah, they were maybe 2 miles apart through the woods. I remember finding and discovering a four-wheeler trail, or making this trail all the way to get to the backyard there. And now there's all houses and stuff there. It's just crazy as neighborhoods.
I know.
They're ruining the fun for these kids.
I used to walk back there too.
The days are over with now.
Your stepfather actually cut a lot of that for you to be able to have
Four-wheelers, yeah.
four-wheeler trails.
We used to play hide and go seek out there in
Yeah.
the four-wheelers too.
We did that. We had the
Paintball.
paintball field at your house.
Yeah. We
Had
had a
a
lot of
fort.
Is
stuff.
that still out there? Yeah,
The fort's still
that's
up
still
there,
yours.
half of it.
But I mean, y'all get what, 5 acres back there? Y'all still have a good bit of property, so y'all.
Yeah. It goes straight back. I've never been that far back. I'm scared of snakes.
They're out there. You should
And
definitely
they
go back
definitely
there.
are out there, though.
I got a deer camera in a tree stand sitting way back there in case I ever get hungry.
Do you really?
Yeah, I know there's a few. But I did catch a bobcat out there on this camera. Well, that was a couple
Oh,
years ago.
wow.
It was so pretty. Standing right in front of the camera like I was posing for it.
Mm-hmm.
Right there in between, Tucker Road and Washington. So that is the same thing. But
So where y'all from? When we cut off the hunting stuff, yada yada yada. That's some good stories. Thank you, Kyle Mallet. All right, now what is so where are you from, Miss Kathy?
I'm from Biloxi, Mississippi. I was a Galat, maiden name, and grew up really in Biloxi and in North Biloxi also. I went to live with my brother when I was in 6th grade, but still went to Biloxi High, graduated from there. And so family history. My mom was a Bayous, so Bayous is in Galat, so I don't know half of my relatives.
Let me ask this: why did they call it North Biloxi? And
Yeah,
not
it doesn't make any
D'Iberville?
sense.
I really don't know the reason why, but we always did.
Yeah.
It's D'Iberville to our generation.
Well,
It was D'Iberville back
You're
then.
talking to Mike, Mom.
I went to D'Iberville too.
Okay. Did they call it North Biloxi back then?
And we call it D'Iberville, but then we also call it North Biloxi. It just
Always North Biloxi.
there's no rhyme or reason here.
Well, I went to St. Martin, and whenever I went to Ole Miss, nobody knew where St. Martin was, so we just claimed Biloxi.
Did we really?
You weren't there, but yeah, I did. Everybody from the coast.
I always said
I live in
Latimer.
St. Martin.
Yeah, Sam, do you like it?
I love
you're in,
it.
You're in Cedar Grove, right?
I'm in South Cedar Grove.
But what?
I am. I'm in
Like
the
she's
little grove.
right by Josh White.
We should have did this podcast at the Cedar Grove Community Center,
I know that'd been fun.
Is it still around?
Oh yeah.
and
Not-
you could probably
that-
get it for $12 a night.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say that I'm not crazy about living in that area. That was never something I wanted to do in my life, but I've enjoyed living there.
I always wanted
It's
to.
very peaceful. And I can say this. We lived in Gulfport and we lived on the beach and off of 2nd Avenue, and we lost so many things. People, thieves.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
I have lost nothing in Cedar Grove.
They better knock on that wood.
They
See,
would never.
growing up, we were always up to mischief, and that's kind of where me and Jourdan got to hang out, and we would go roam the streets of Cedar Grove. And my mom and dad raised me up in Latimer, where you know, they're my closest neighbor. I mean, I had neighbors, but they weren't my age. And I always, in my mind, was like low key jealous because all my friends got to hang out every day after school, and I was at home getting yelled at.
I mean, I think.
No, you were not.
I deserved it. I
And why
deserved
were
it.
you? Okay.
Well, back in the day,
I was
I'm glad.
thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
it was a lot cooler to live in like neighborhoods because all the kids would play, like because everybody's after school, you're at the park, but when you're in Latimer, I mean we found each other.
I'm grateful
we
for
found the way how to get to each other, but it
Because
was
I
like,
would have been in so much trouble had I grown up with a bunch of people that I could have influenced or could have influenced me.
I think
I think you got in enough trouble
yeah. Well, I mean,
where you were.
we went probably got first 3-wheeler 4-wheeler like 3 years old 4 years old, so I was very like I didn't have a bicycle. I had a bicycle at my grandma's house, but they had an oyster driveway, so I always had a ATV or 3-wheeler. And honestly, as we got older, I mean it was the roads were different. I mean
Yeah, it
I was-
wasn't you. It was the people
I was
around
always
you.
driving on the streets and get to friends' house. I mean it wasn't that bad for us because we'd always get on our ATVs and go down to Virginia City.
Yeah,
and
there
meet
wasn't
up
any
and-
cops running the streets back
No.
then. Now there
Yeah.
is everywhere.
Nobody would
Can't get away with that
There's
stuff,
no
though.
cops back in the day in Latimer. I mean, like
None.
one or two every
There was
now
no
and then.
Jackson County police officers.
Well,
and
I have to say this: there are a lot of children that drive ATVs in South Cedar Grove.
That's got to be awesome.
Well, we're also
Are they a
county.
gang?
We're county,
okay.
so it's a little bit different.
He had a run in with an ATV
Oh yeah,
and a cop
me
before.
and Josh Whitey, we got into a little bit
Yeah.
of trouble over there. We were on the Blackjack Bay.
Oh, I
golf
remember that.
course.
Yeah, and that costs you a lot of money, huh?
I mean, I was 12 years old, and me and Josh were both. I mean, I was his size. Let's be real. But
So was Josh.
yeah, he was
Yes.
bigger. He was
Yes.
bigger.
He's
still-
huge.
Anyway, the lady stops and she pulls her gun on us, and she's like thinking that we are legit
Adults.
criminals. And she's like, "Give us your driver's license," and we're like, "We don't have driver's license." She's like, "I know you're lying. Give me your driver's license." I'm like, "I really don't."
Yeah,
Call my
so
mom.
Wow.
we got a call. We have your son, and you need to come get him. And
Wow.
And if that was the worst of it, I would think I did all right because we've had a lot of friends that
Did you give
screwed
a
up.
Did you give a fake name? Mine always was Jason Bowden.
I always said Garrett Johnson.
Yeah, I always did because like I'm telling you, old Broadnax caught me one
It's
time.
funny that you say that about the Bowdens because both of them were out there that day riding their 4-wheelers as well, and neither one of them got in trouble.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But always just drive.
Ryan, did you call the cops on this that day?
I remember was it Broadnax or whatever? He caught me one time when we were I don't know 12, 13, and I had a
Broadus. Billy
Bro-
Broadus.
huh?
Billy
No,
Broadus
no,
or-
no. It was,
Broadnax.
Is it Broadnax?
who was it?
I
He
don't
was a
know.
Tommy Broadnax?
supervisor
Huh?
or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, supervisor or something.
Yeah, well, he owns he's a supervisor that owns like all the land in the water in Latimer. Like he owns like all the creeks and
That's because you were using the ATVs with snorkels going in and out of the
That's-
water.
well, like
And if I'd have known that,
Kids
Oh.
will be kids.
yeah, that's still. I mean, that was memories. Well, I always wanted to go mud riding, and that's kind of what you did in Latimer.
We
right?
did.
That's how we did.
We had a mud riding trail and then a rinse off trail. One went to the beach and then one went to the mud.
So would you agree you had a really good childhood?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it was ATVs and outside all the time.
Well, that was a good childhood.
Remember that? Like, you know, like you said, y'all said earlier, it's like our Saturday morning. It's like, all right, get out of the house. I mean,
Yeah, don't come
go.
back in.
See you. Don't see you till lunch. You know, and it's kind of.
I actually didn't do that. You guys always had plans. There were social.
That was always
butterflies.
plans.
Yeah,
You were
I still like that.
You were social butterflies, both of you.
FOMO is what they call it. Fear of missing out.
Okay, I agree with that.
Is that what they call it?
FOMO.
FOMOs.
So let's talk FOMOs. No, we're not FOMOs. It's just FOMO. So let's talk about your childhood, Miss Suzy. Where are you from?
I was born in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
I was raised most of my life in Biloxi. In
North Biloxi.
North Biloxi. North.
Gotcha. D'Iberville.
D'Iberville.
Okay.
Was it cool back then? I mean, like, did they have like
Where was the
drive-in
spot-
movie
Where
theaters?
was the spot to hang out?
Oh, they did have drive-in movie theaters.
I mean, how much was it to
That
go to
was
the
in
movies
Biloxi,
back then? Because, you know, if I go to the movies with Emily right now, it's $120.
And was
What do you
Golden
eat?
Gate Skate Land
No, it's just
still in
prices and
business
everything.
back then?
Everything.
Yes.
Golden Gate was
Golden
there.
Gate was in.
Was
in-
Mr. Billy there?
He was.
Was he wearing that rope thing?
Was he
with
just
the,
Billy then, or was he Mr. Billy back then?
I don't remember. My half brother Wally, and Richie, my nephew, used to go there, and they did all the speed.
Garrett's dad, so he's friends
Skating
with
and
Uncle
all that.
Wally. Mr. David, he said they used to do the speed skating and stuff. And boy, if we can get our hands on some of that footage, I would be a happy camper.
Yes, I mean they were good. I couldn't skate.
Yeah, sure.
Bronson was one of those.
What?
Your brother.
He did the
He was a-
4-wheel dancing guy. Yeah.
He was a really, really good
he
skater.
he just did all the dance and stuff. He always tried to win a CD or something.
Well, he was good.
Yeah, I mean, because he danced. I mean, he was a and he spent his most of his time in a skating ring.
And your sister was like that too.
I did it. I went a few times, but I was a late learner on skates. I never felt comfortable out there. What made me start skating was when the Mighty Ducks came out, and I could do outdoor hockey, and then I got some rollerblades, and it was on. So
It was on.
it was on.
You were always so big for your age. You were always off balance.
Oh, I
you a
still
little
am. I
while
still
to
am.
get-
Every now and then on the boat, I'm like rocking from one side to the other.
When did he start? When like, what was he, like 10 when he got? How big was he? Like how 10 years old? He was still a big kid. Did he?
He was big at 2. I mean, as he got into first, second grade, I always used to have to go tell his teacher he's the same age as that kid. You know,
She makes you
So-
sound special.
Yeah. What about shopping though?
No,
did
it's
he?
'cause
Did you shop
They
in the?
wanted you to be
Smarter.
behave better, and that sort of stuff.
And
than
I
the
was
other
drooling.
kids.
Did you
That's-
ever shop in the
that's
adult
normal.
section?
Which is
like the
you have
men's
to fight
section?
for your children then.
Yeah. And little did I know my mom was in there making excuses for me.
No, I was just telling them you
You're
were
a
the same
man
age
child.
as
You're a
them.
giant.
Yes, you were big.
I haven't grown since
I mean,
12
when we
12
would
years
go
old.
to restaurants, 12 and under eat free. We needed an ID for him because they never believed us that he was 12.
And I ate probably twice as much as normal adults at that age too.
Well, you needed it.
Oh, I
that's
miss
why.
Ryan's Steakhouse right now.
Oh man, that was the best. Quincy's rolls.
Yeah.
Shout out to Quincy's. Y'all bring that back.
Bringing Ryan's back on the beach.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
What?
Ryan's.
So
Yeah.
what is y'all's favorite restaurants now? Because we should probably take y'all there at some point. Don't even say Olive Garden.
No.
Were you about to say it?
So what is it? Let's hear it. Out of all the restaurants, am I putting you on the spot? You don't even know. What do y'all like to eat?
I like Mexican. That's my favorite.
I understand. I
El Sateo
respect
for
that.
sure.
Aztecas.
I respect that.
Aztecas?
And yeah, like both of them, Ocean Springs and
How often do you eat Mexican?
A good bit.
Because I eat it at least once a week,
yeah,
at least.
yeah. Well, Scott and I also do a lot of HelloFresh, so they have we can pick that, So we do some things at home just to
What's
stay
going
out
on?
of.
Really, Scott?
Yeah.
Are you serious, dude?
So, Mom, what's your favorite place to eat down here? Come on, the
I
pressure's
like
on.
Mexican also. I like Toronto's.
Toronto's.
Toronto's is family.
Will
Seafood,
Market.
Seafood.
Will Market.
Market, yeah, seafood,
yeah,
and
I like that
I
too.
like Noah's.
Noah's is good, man.
I've heard great things.
It's really, really good. It's new, up and coming. I mean, they got it going on. The Asian cuisine.
Yeah.
It's fire. Me and you actually went there not too long ago. So
And those are close friends.
We actually our family. We have a lot of Asian in our family.
Yeah, I would say for me, it's mainly
Sushi.
Asian and Mexican for me.
Yeah.
I mean, like right now, for my birthday, Emily made pho and spring rolls. Are my favorite pho and
Pho.
spring rolls.
Pho.
No, I say pho. I say how I want to say it. I eat it way more than most
My
people.
granddaughter. I thought it was pho. My granddaughter she just fell out laughing one day at me. She said, "Oh, Nanny, it's pho. Pho."
Boomers.
Yeah, but like Emily's got
We
it down where
said
she
we
makes
won.
it now. So like now we make it. So
Mom, do you still cook?
Not lately. I started working again, and so that's kind of thrown me back into my, let's pick up something.
always go with the Domino's over there.
So Mom used to have like this same routine of meals that she would cook whenever I was a kid. Salisbury steak or the breaded round steak, and I'll never eat it ever again because it's just ingrained. It's probably delicious, but like in my mind, it was just, if we're having this again, and never in my mind did I like ponder like, hey, maybe we couldn't afford to eat filet mignon
They
every
did a
night.
lot.
Exactly.
They did a lot. Both of them cooked a lot of breakfasts in the evening and in the mornings. Like we ate a lot of breakfast foods.
Oh, still, my dad still eats
But
breakfast.
Matthew would, if I'd make red beans and rice, I don't eat that. And then he'd go to your house and eat red beans and rice.
I'd eat
You
something.
know, or I don't like spaghetti, but then he'd go to somebody else.
I still don't like spaghetti to this day.
Yeah, he won't eat spaghetti.
I know, but I mean, he would go eat it at other people's house. He just
Yeah.
wouldn't
I'll eat
eat it at my
lasagna.
house.
It's the same ingredients. I mean, it's like Mexican. Like 90% of
Yeah,
Mexican
it's
food is the same stuff, just stacked.
I gotta have spicy Mexican food now though.
It's very different though. It's like as far as like spices.
Yeah.
I'm really hooked on like eating hot Mexican food.
I wish that Pepe's would bring back their salsa bar. Lillian, if you're watching, you need to bring the salsa bar back. COVID's over now. You heard it here first.
Love salsa. I like good salsa.
But Matthew cooks better than I do, so I'd
Well, I
rather
learned
him
it
just
from
come.
I learned it from you. I used to, whenever Mom would leave me at home and I was able to stay by myself, I would go into the kitchen and just whip up these. I mean, we did that at your house too. We would just whip up these and fantastic
Massive,
concoctions.
yeah,
Well,
food.
in our head, we thought was good. It wasn't
Yeah.
ever good. It was always junk food.
It was always like
Oh, y'all
press
were
po
proud. You
boys.
were proud though.
We're proud. Very
We
proud.
made a lot of press po boys.
Press po' boys
And
pizza rolls.
the hot pocket sandwich machine that I actually found at the thrift store. Mr. Chef is downstairs right there, and we still do that to this day.
And y'all left a lot of mess in the house.
Oh, for
in
sure.
the kitchen.
We did that because out of
We
like
wanted
love.
y'all to,
Out
we
of
knew
love.
at some point you wouldn't be able to experience that from us anymore. So we wanted to make sure that you got a double dose
I
of
mean,
it.
now
then.
what does it feel like when you go in your kitchen and you don't have a mess? You know,
Feels nice, but I don't mind cleaning his mess. If he comes out to my house and cooks, I'll clean the mess.
I try to clean as I go now. And whenever I was a kid, I just would throw
do
it.
y'all use the main living room yet? I seen the couches that Matt had, and they were like mint condition. That's why I was asking. Like
The green
always
ones.
use
The
those.
green ones. No, those were off limits
We
forever.
always use the den. Like we always.
They were off limits to y'all.
Yeah.
I sat on them.
But do you sit in the living room now?
I do.
By herself.
By myself. Robert watches
still scared.
news and karate movies, and I stay in the
One of,
living
like-
room and watch other things.
And I mean, they have the same house, but it's like, I mean, I'm telling you, it's like absolutely like one of the cleanest homes. I think a lot of it because Mr. Robert having cancer, and then always had like that one weird smelling machine, the Ozark machine or whatever, and it smelled like weird smell, but like
Ozone.
Ozone layer. What
yeah,
was
it had a weird
What
smell.
was
to it.
that? Dad always got caught on some weird pyramid scheme things that
He
didn't
did.
really work. I feel like that was one.
That
of
thing rotted all of the, like, we had record players back then, and all the anything that had rubber on it, the
Oh,
ozone machine
it would do it.
It
Y'all
would-
still have that machine?
No. But I mean,
Probably
that was
buy
a
'em
big
online
thing.
for, like, $5 right now.
But anything that had rubber in it, like the ceiling fan, if there was a rubber
Gasket.
gasket or something, it rotted everything. So we had to replace
Wow.
a lot because of that machine.
Yeah, that paid so much money for probably
It's-
monthly payments or
Yeah, it
something.
was expensive, but he was into it. So
Yeah, and you go in there, guys, and I mean, it had this. You knew you're at Matt's house. Like everybody's house had that smell, has a different smell, but this thing had this like really
Clean.
very like hospital clean smell.
It smells just like our house is now.
What?
Clean.
yeah.
No, that's one of my phobias, and I feel like it was because everything was so neat whenever I was a kid. I'm like, why don't I buy this if I can't even enjoy this? And I struggle with taking care of my things. We've for forever. It's not going anywhere.
That's generational.
Yeah,
I mean,
it skipped that
it's
one.
different.
That was because your dad always cleaned it up for you. Rather than hear me fuss at you, he would just go.
Well, we'll have
do
him
it
on
for
here
you.
one day to tell that story.
What's he doing right now?
He's probably bummed because he was so excited he was going to be able to watch this live. He told me yesterday he was going to sit on the edge of his seat and watch every minute of it, which I'm sure is how he watches all of our podcasts.
Yes, he told me all kind of things he wanted me to do to prank y'all tonight, and I said we're gonna let you do that when you come.
Do you
on.
watch it on YouTube or y'all watch it on your phones?
I watch it on Facebook.
Facebook?
YouTube.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you go in there and comments
I'm
and stuff.
absolutely a YouTuber.
YouTube's the new television.
I love it.
So they
I
got
don't watch
news on there.
TV. Everything on that.
And you can pick like that. You can watch it on there too. Like if you have an app, the YouTube.
TV.
Yeah, it gives. And you can still comment on there, which is shocking.
Scott has given me some great gifts in my life, but the best thing he ever gave me was an iPad.
Those are nice.
I am obsessed.
But mine's not even, mine's like 5, 6 years old and it's extinct. You can't even put the new software update on it.
Oh, really? Mine still allows that. So I think it's maybe 4 years old right now.
Well, I used to have an iPad Pro, which is very nice,
Now
and then I had a
belongs to your
kid,
son.
And then Oliver has
Yeah.
an iPad Pro.
and he's limited on like watching the kids' YouTube, but like mainly he does kind of like a puzzle. It's always like alphabet or.
See, I look at it
pick the
as the
colors.
same thing as my phone, just bigger. There's nothing really
But I don't
different.
ever get the touch thing anymore. It's like I don't get to.
Now you know how we felt when y'all were kids. Everything
Well, I mean, we had
got,
the
we
den
gave to
was
you.
all,
I
like,
know.
but I mean, we had our like. I mean, we didn't really, like, when we had slumber parties, it was dangerous. But
Can we
Well,
talk
it-
about what inspired you to buy the van?
what?
Your van?
Definitely your mom's van and all the Christian Wow music we jammed to.
Wow, Christian
That was
99.
great music, though.
Yeah, y'all both made us listen to nothing but Christian. Christian.
I went to
Wow.
Christian
would let y'all-
concerts.
I would let you listen to
Acquire the
oldies.
Fire.
He would get him Jourdan. This is the biggest thing I remember about Jourdan. He would always call shotgun. I would have 10
Shotgun.
kids, 10 kids, and 10 boys.
Oh, yeah.
In the van,
Angels.
all on the way to church, tooting the whole time. Wouldn't let me roll down the windows.
Oh, my gosh.
They tortured me. And then Jourdan was always changing the channel on the radio, and I'd slap his hand, and I'd put it back, and he'd change
We
it.
just
And
want to know what Danger Boy was up to.
Yes, I mean, it was
Yeah,
horrible
Danger Boy,
stuff.
where you at?
It was like you can listen to Christian, wow, or you can listen to oldies.
I think the Christian albums, wow, they're not bad. I
They
think
are
when we did the
good.
Choir of Fire, though, when they're live, it's way better experience.
Oh, for
than
sure.
The Christian,
Yeah.
like that music is way cooler when you go to an event,
Right.
Versus the CDs. Because I mean, Montel
Well-
Jordan was popping still.
But we're not. I mean,
where
we
was-
weren't talking about old gospel stuff. We were talking about
know,
stuff that
It
was
new,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we still had like Still Out. You know what I mean? Like,
Kiss from a Rose.
yeah, I mean,
I wasn't
So-
allowed,
Sure.
I wasn't
So-
allowed to listen to a lot of that stuff growing up. Like mom wouldn't let me watch The Simpsons, or what was the dinosaur show with the Eye of the Mama, the little baby dinosaurs. Like,
oh,
okay, so I would go to
know
school
what
and people
that
were
is.
all talking about this, and I'm just like, oh wait a minute, okay, I can't even interact in this conversation. And as a talker, that just drove me absolutely crazy. I had FOMO, not FOMOs,
I know.
but
Well, that's why you talk so much now, because you just came up with your own things to talk
that's
about.
exactly right, and
So,
it's way
see, I
worse.
helped
It's
you.
way worse than those shows.
I helped you. Oh, that's true. But I helped you develop this personality.
Well, I
where you can
remember
talk.
Jordan and Bronson really loved the Turtles.
Oh,
Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
hey Matt, it was just dinosaurs.
And I had
dinosaurs.
someone come into the house one time that was cleaning for me. And
Yes, the
and
turtles.
she
They're everywhere.
And he has a lot of stuff.
Kids will never understand or appreciate this stuff nowadays.
Well, I thought Oliver would like it, but I don't think so.
Jordan won't let Oliver play with it.
I'm sure about that.
And we also have the Batman glasses that you save too.
We have all kind of stuff
Oh,
in the
from
attic you need to go
McDonald's?
through.
I went through. We got to do that the other day. I was looking for my Talk Boy and my Ninja Turtle thing for the ghost hunting show.
What was y'all's favorite toy growing up? I mean, what kind of toy was
Yeah,
it?
what do they have back there? Cabbage
Oh.
Patch Kids or what?
Yeah, was it the
yeah,
Barbies?
that's it.
I don't
Definitely
know.
Barbies. That's like Barbies just came out. Like,
Was it the glass porcelain dolls?
Cabbage Patch Kids.
Mom, gotta get on that mic. You're
I think that was before my time.
Before your
Cabbage
time?
Patch was after our time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, we had
After,
children
I'm
that-
sorry. I went that.
My daughter's was Cabbage Patch. Mine was Dawn. She was a doll, and she had a model runway, and I would make clothes for her and things like that, and Barbies. That was my favorite.
I've never heard of this
Me
before.
either. Me either. I remember the paper dolls.
I used to do some of those too, but it was a little blonde doll, and she had a runway that you could turn her and stuff like that.
You gotta get close to that mic, Mom.
So what was yours?
I don't
A doll,
remember-
the
I don't-
neighborhood doll.
I don't remember when I was older. When I was young, real young, I had it was almost like a stuffed doll, but it was like Red Riding Hood.
Okay.
And one side she was the
yeah.
grandmother, and
The wolf.
then her dress turned over and she was the wolf.
Wait a
I
minute,
mean,
what?
I think
yeah.
I might even still have it. It might be in the attic.
What am I doing?
So they had toys like that nowadays, they're selling you got to have 5 toys just to represent that because
No,
they
it's
want
like
to
a
collect
stuffed-
all
I
your
mean,
money.
It was like a stuffed doll.
It was stuffed.
It was stuffed, and it had a long red dress. And so on one side it was Red Robin Hood, and the
And you
other side was
flip
the
it.
wolf, and the grandmother was on
So
the
that
other
was
side.
the wolf ate that little
Yeah.
girl. Is that the Red
Yeah.
Rabbit we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can remember that. And then when I was real little, I can remember back then, like at Christmas morning, there was always 2 or 3 presents that weren't wrapped. It was like those were from Santa. And I can remember waking up and there was a record player and it had like a little Ferris wheel or something in the middle that had glass, and the records had like pictures on it. So
Right.
when that would go around you, it was almost like you could see everything.
Television.
Yeah.
They probably made toys better back then too, like because it was
They
all,
But I was
absolutely
probably about
made-
5 years old.
They
or something
absolutely
like
made
that.
toys back
like
then
all
better.
metal parts and stuff, and now everything's plastic.
I had one
Plastic.
doll when I was like 4, and it was Suzy Smart was the name of it. And she sat at a desk and she said her ABCs and all that.
I don't remember that.
It was a
one.
little doll.
I don't remember that either.
Well, that was
I still don't know my
way-
ABCs.
But I have a lot of several of my dolls. Wasn't it you that were saying?
I was digging through it, and
Yeah.
it was pretty creepy looking. I was
They
going
were
to maybe
not
steal some of that
creepy.
for the haunted show.
So you still kept your dolls?
I have a few of them, not a lot, because I mean I went through Hurricane Camille, and we lived on Lee Street at the time, kind of close
wow.
to the stadium, so we lost a lot then. And so
See, we must have been really spoiled because I don't remember what my favorite toy was. There's a lot
that's
of
because
them.
you had so many.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think y'all.
We were
you're
part
right
of the
about
plastic
that.
age.
I mean, I think for me it was ATVs always. That was
That
always
was
like,
not a toy.
Yeah,
that was a toy.
It says on the side of it, this is not a toy.
toy.
Well, it's a toy because we did ropes and we just did the cardboard
The
box.
knee
I don't even know
boarding.
how we survived.
I mean, I got plenty of scars and bruises and
You know how many children do not have ATVs in their life?
Well, I know, but I'm
For a
saying
reason.
Very fortunate.
but we did that. But at the time, I don't even think I wore a helmet.
no, and they didn't. They
No,
didn't
we
have
didn't.
governors back then.
And we
either.
had ropes
Oh.
and we'd do all these crazy like into sliding on leaves and trees and
I know y'all. I mean, I was a helicopter parent. I thought I knew where he was at all times, and now as an adult, when he starts telling me some stuff, sometimes I'm like, please don't tell me anymore. I don't
La,
want
la,
to
la,
know.
la, la. It was true. I used to
the
tell him
same
the
thing.
truth all the time. And he's like, "What are y'all doing?" And I'm like, "This is exactly what we're doing."
think-
And then I'd get in trouble, and she was like, "Well, he told me. He told me what he was doing," and then she just wouldn't believe me.
I think the best one of favorite toys. I think me and you both shared it was when I traded in my PlayStation. Was it the PlayStation traded in the Dreamcast?
The Dreamcast was fire.
We spent when I got that Dreamcast. When
and
I
how crappy is it now compared to
I want to get another one, but we spent most of it. I think the Dreamcast, NFL 2K,
2K? I remember the wrestling games. We used to play those all the time. Those were always fun.
stuff like that was kind of them games were actually cool.
And we couldn't have done it without either one of y'all. You
yeah, because we
realize
didn't
that.
pay for it.
So we appreciate it. We brought y'all here just to say thank you for the inspiration behind the show. Because honestly, I'll never forget the day me and Jourdan are sitting here doing this, and this is all a whim. And it was something. I mean, they say everything happens for a reason, right? So this has been a 34-year process to get us to this point. But I'm sitting there and we're painting this room and I'm painting the wall and we're thinking of names and we're calling it figuring it out because that's how we have done this. We have literally figured this out from one step to another. We had to figure out how to talk you two into coming here, which is hard.
That was hard.
And I look at him and I said, "What if we just name it after our moms so they can be proud of us?" And he was like, "Done." And then that's how Kathy and Suzy's kids kind of blossomed. And we do know that the names are not how you'd like them. But whenever we run out of these coasters, then we might fix it.
Yeah, but this is our first.
We're figuring it out.
I made this logo. It actually fell off of. I took a VHS from the back in the day, more like the Disney style VHS, and then I layered over this, and I was like, "We definitely gonna have grass." And I was like, Matt, having that feel, doing that '90s nostalgia, adding duct tape to it, and it's just like coming together. It's like it's gonna be our moms and us in a stroller, and that was, and we have guests when they're like, we get compliments on that.
Yeah, people know who y'all are without knowing who y'all are.
well, her name's Kathy.
Yeah.
No, her name's Suzy, and I'm Kathy.
Yeah, that's how we have it.
You can be whatever you want.
Yeah, you can
Just
call-
like I said, I tell people I'm Garrett Johnson all the time.
Matthew looked about like that when he was in a stroller. So
With the beard and all. I had a beard when I was 12 years old. I remember that.
But now it's starting to turn into
Gray beard.
Now we're doing more like little small skits, more goofy things you see, and it falls under the Kathy and Susie's kids.
now you're going back to where we were in youth group when y'all used to go, and Robert always used to have the skits. That
I ate so many of them pickles. Me and used to rob that upstairs kitchen.
We got all kind of stuff. Yeah,
We'd eat a jar of pickles every Wednesday, probably.
It was us. It was we were okay. It was whenever we started letting our friends get in on it too. Then somebody took it overboard.
And you got caught.
I never got caught. I think we just admitted to it. So
I mean, y'all have food and it's a Wednesday.
yeah, it's probably coming from pantry or something.
And you wouldn't go to church with me. You want to go with Matt.
It was the cool church, honestly.
When it started, it was a different church. I mean,
You enjoyed it.
we were at Cedar Lake for a long
Didn't matter
time,
to me.
and
No.
As long as he
This is
went.
what-
I mean, I used to do all the
Well, we had-
lock-ins at Cedar Lake, and
we had fun. We
and
did
then
stuff.
when we moved, we went to New Life, and we were like the first. It was the first like youth group, so we were real small. So I think we liked that because Cedar Lake time was getting into this day it's probably super large, but it got to a real large point of the youth.
Right.
As in when we were able to do the journey in a small like
Well, it was more of our
what was it 8 of us or 10?
our
It wasn't a lot of
rearing
us at
years.
all.
I
I
guess
thought it was really
kind of
good
a
that you guys
group.
wanted to go
No, but I'm
together.
saying New Life though when we Mr.
it
Robert
first
was
started,
like
it was
he was like
small.
our first like pastor. He took over the youth. He was one of the first ones that kind of took this thing and it started growing.
yeah. Then we came out with the Ground Zero Church Band, which we should do an episode and get the band back together. I was thinking about that whenever I saw Michael and Brett this past week. Well, no, we have to see what Jacob's up to.
Well, we did youth for a long time at Cedar Lake, and then we went to New Life and did youth. So, and we always, had skits and scavenger hunts, and you have a picture of y'all torturing my cat on one of the scavenger hunts.
Yeah,
And,
the famous Matthew Brooks birthday parties. Those were all.
That's
Yes.
what that was it. I
well, we
mean,
did them for birthday parties, and we did it when your dad was the chaplain at St. Martin High School also.
Yeah.
So we always did the scavenger hunts, and those got crazy.
they're popular.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody wanted to do it.
Everybody wanted to do it.
Could you do a scavenger hunt now?
I thought about it whenever I took over as the line lieutenant for Neptune. I was like, man, this would be a great event. And then it dawned on me that you had to travel places. And
Everybody's
I'm like,
gonna
there's no
DUI.
way. Yeah, everybody's like,
Everybody's
no way
gonna
I can
DUI.
have 30 guys to do this. Everybody get drunk and run into stuff. So
Yeah,
unless
no.
we got
Can't
like
do it that way.
a designated driver or like Travis Miller to come Uber everybody around, that would probably be worth it, beneficial. But
I mean, we
It's
gotta,
a lot of work.
We got to rent a bus.
it's a lot of work.
What birthday party did you like the most, Jourdan?
That time that Paige Mount was dancing on top of the Corvette hood.
Shout out Paige Mount.
Shout out Paige.
Harris.
Yeah, that's when Joe Dom's dad, Ronnie Dom, bought Joe a Fuller just for my birthday party.
Oh, wow.
You remember you rode home with me. You rode home with me.
How many boys were on 4-wheelers that pulled into my yard on trailers?
It was a lot. It was like
14.
all of
It was,
us.
it was like
Charles,
a
Hunter,
gang.
Or
It was
15.
a gang.
So I think that was probably the best because it was. That
We had
was
band, live music.
Saber Cat
DJ.
Corvette. She
Everybody-
was dancing and singing.
yeah. But
Karaoke.
Paige owned the floor when she was dancing on the hood of the Corvette. I
Well,
mean, that
for-
was like another level.
Oh, see, guess what?
What?
We didn't see that.
Yeah, Pete would have lost.
I mean,
his
he
rocker
did
if
because he did.
he
y'all-
might have saw it and looked the other way.
He
'cause
always
had some
inspected
hot,
everything.
Hot teenager girl dancing on his car. I don't know. I would have probably looked the other
But
way.
he had like he caught on to it because of he never washed that Corvette and they always had dust prints and he's seen the dust shoe print of like
Prints.
what
That's
is
what I'm
this
saying.
and it's like well we had
It's not mine.
it was the party and that was like before we really started like throwing our own bonfires and stuff but like this was our first start of
Yeah,
like
we were
how
still
do we throw
pubescent at that point. We didn't know how. We were figuring it out.
And
was
that-
a
I'm going to tell you
precursor.
about the breakfast the next morning.
All right.
All you guys were sleeping in the great room, and it was
I remember this.
I stepped over
All everyone. High step.
children. Like there must have been 15, 16 boys.
How did we all
in.
fit in there?
it was a decent it
It
was a
was
decent
like
sized living
it was
room.
like a bunker
Yeah, I remember.
in a war or something.
But like I can't if somebody's snoring or something in the room
No.
next to me now, I can't even.
well I think we stayed on Fullers all day long I don't think we even got off so but every
You
time
were probably all snoring.
yeah like when we got inside it was like all right night and then we got up the next morning and
Went and rode. That's what we did.
So for breakfast the next morning, I cooked 46 eggs.
still remember that it's
You
scarring
still
me right now.
remember that? I
It's,
can't remember
it's a
yesterday.
scar. 46 eggs, 3 pounds of bacon, a gallon of grits. I think it was 2 or 2.5 loaves of bread for toast.
Well, good thing Crew Thirds are across the street.
And then
Sounds good. I'm getting hungry.
I know the,
just
I
and,
know,
and the
right?
eggs are free because I mean every year
they were not free.
Every year, Marianne would get me a chicken. Pretty
No.
sure they were farm.
No, they were not.
Okay, well,
I had to buy all that. And we did buy some of these things from Crew Thirds.
I missed that place.
Is it?
Is it closed?
It's done.
It's done.
Oh.
I thought they're gonna bring it back though.
They said they were. They teased it, and then they didn't. Maybe we should bring it back.
No,
Well,
I'm shut that one down.
okay. So then, and then maybe a gallon or so of orange juice. I'm not sure. It could have been more.
A gallon doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, no,
enough. I'm
definitely
sure it was
not.
It must have
more.
been a couple gallons of orange juice, and then you guys had a break mid morning, and I had 6 gallons of grape Kool-Aid or some kind of Kool-Aid, and
When was the last time you drank Kool-Aid, Jordan? You drink it with Oliver?
I mean, I
do you-
I drink.
Long
Do you
time
or do
ago.
you go? I know you Capri Sun it.
No, but the Kool-Aid Capri Sun, I had it a couple days ago.
and so I was praying for the kids to be gone because also we had food and everything the night before, and I did like pina coladas and stuff like that, not alcohol.
Oh, we were already sniffing
virgin, and all you guys had these cups.
Frou.
Oh yeah.
JoJo requested that.
I don't know if it was alcohol or
I
not,
want
Mom.
umbrellas, Mom.
That
I
was no
wanna have
alcohol.
umbrellas.
You were 13, Jordan.
We filled up a lot of the stuff with water.
That was true too.
This
right?
Please don't tell me anything.
No,
else.
but
That's what she said. She
That's
don't
what I
wanna know.
said. I don't want to know.
no, but I mean,
It's part of growing up, ladies.
it was a teenager trick.
I
Everybody
would
did it.
like to. I'd like to think that I was a good mother.
Oh, you're a great mother.
Great mothers. We
Okay.
wouldn't be here without that.
And so it's hard to hear that, but you guys are here. You did great in your life, and we're happy.
So we're not done.
No.
Yeah,
It's all
we're
good.
still making legacy here. But let's talk about what you guys are up to these days.
Oh.
So you brought in a box full of all kind of things.
yes.
What is this?
Let's start with your mom. What are you doing?
Oh, you want to talk to Mom first? Okay, we can ask her first. Mom, I know what you're doing these
You
days.
know what I'm doing these
yeah,
days?
why don't you tell everyone about Sue's home?
Okay. I worked for a Coors family for 39 years doing bookkeeping for a seafood factory. And
I'm talking about old days. I'm talking about these
I
days.
know, but I'm saying whenever I
That was
quit
good.
that, we closed part of the company that I was working for. So I worked from home for about 2 years, still doing books, but not every day. And so I decided I wanted to do something different and not just work for the man, even though I had a bunch of offers. I ended up meeting a girl at a women's conference that works at Sue's home, Allison, and got connected with her and started volunteering there to drive the ladies because it is an addiction recovery transition home. So once the ladies come off of whatever they're addicted to, then we have room for 7 women and 4 or 5 kids. So once they get to that point where they are ready to move on with their lives, and we interview them, and sometimes and we let them come to live with us, and they can live with us for up to a year. And we help them get jobs and get their children back if they're eligible for that. And they're doing great. And if they want to go to school, they go to school. And so, but they don't have a car while they live with us. So they're dependent on us for their rides and everything. And rebuilding their lives and, learning how to save money and have set goals and all that sort of stuff. So,
I'm still learning some of this stuff, and you're still teaching me. So I think they got the right person on the job.
well, I don't do that part yet, but maybe in the future. But so anyway, I started volunteering, driving them back and forth to work or to doctor's appointments or to
Dodge
school.
Caravan.
I do need one, but we actually do have a van at Sue's home, and we have a truck also. So that's how I started, and I did that for 4 or 5 months. And then come December, when the bookkeeper started doing W-2s and all that sort of stuff, she asked if I'd help her do all that. So I did, and then they asked me to go, come on full time. So I've started in February working there. And it's an awesome program. So we do Sue's home, and they stay with us up to a year. And we, there's different women coming and going at different times of the year, depending on when they come in. Right now, we only have 4 with us, but we are expecting more to come in. And we also have some external housing that we do, and that is we're really trying to concentrate right now on children that are aging out of the foster system and don't have a place to go. And so we help them get apartments and get them set up in apartments, and help them also get jobs and go to school, whatever they want to do. But they don't live with us. So
Philanthropy.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? Philanthropy.
Angels.
Angel. No, it definitely is that.
I was a foster child,
are you?
so thank you.
Yeah, it's really awesome, and it is fulfilling. We had a couple a while back that I got to, two young boys that I got to meet. And because when we set them up in apartments, we also supply them with furniture and kitchen supplies and that sort of stuff. And we're just a bunch of women. So any guys have days off that
Yeah, get with me.
you feel like helping move furniture or anything, let me know. Because
Line 5. Where you
Right,
at?
we
Yeah,
can do that. We
yeah.
can do that. We
So-
try to help out. It's a network, and that's what
Yeah.
I'm learning growing up. Is the more I guess you do the right thing, the more it comes back to you. There's so many people that do things like that for the wrong reason. They want to post a picture of themselves on Facebook
Right.
donating or something like that. Which I'm super judgmental. I can't help it. I try not to be. I was raised like that, so it does put a bad taste in my mouth a lot towards some of these things. But
I just expect perfection.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Because you're perfect.
That's right. That's right.
So I guess to see you do that, to step into that role, makes me super excited that you're able to give back.
And that was kind of like a, hey, just, let me just try it out phase. Because you were in the shrimp business forever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Oh, it stunk so bad.
your
It's
whole
so
entire
nice
life
not
is,
to-
it's all shrimp. I mean, your
Yes.
life is it's been
Well, your
shrimp.
grandmother worked in the shrimp factories. So did I.
Yeah, but I know, but like I'm saying, she did.
I know.
And
Yeah.
back in the day, like she just stayed in what you said, 39 years.
You
Yeah.
get used to it a little bit, don't you?
No.
Well, you do.
No,
I
she
did.
did.
I
You
did.
do. The worst time for me was when I was pregnant with him because
Oh,
I
it
was on
made
the
you sick.
second floor. So I would, hold my breath and run up the stairs and get into the office.
It was
Oh,
so
my
nasty. If you got
gosh.
it on your tire, it
Yeah.
would last for
Oh,
a
I know.
month.
Hey Scott, can you hand me that box of them?
I was going to add something to what she just now talked about. She talked about how they're doing things and giving furniture and all those things. When I first came back to the coast, I think in 2016. I lived on the coast, but I lived in Spanish Fort. One of the things I had wanted to do was there was a woman in Atlanta, Georgia, that had a charity, and that charity actually, it was giving furniture. They took donations and did furniture for people, and they would set them up with let me finish this. Set them up with if they had a couple of children and themselves, everybody got a bed, nightstand,
That's what we do.
they got that kind of thing. So that was something that I wanted to do, but at that time, I kind of was lost of how to do that. But I thought that was really important. It was really inspirational. I can't remember the name of the woman in Atlanta, Georgia. She takes care of so many people, and I thought that was just wonderful.
Well, Miss Suzy, here's your chance right now. Everything happens for a reason. We just made
I
this
know.
happen.
But what I want to say about that is and Jourdan can tell you this, we lived in a little house on Fayard Street in Biloxi, and, we took donations or whatever. People tried to help us after the divorce from your father, and it was hard. Mm-hmm. As a single mother, I was going to school, and I was working full time, and the kids were in the nursery. It was just a time. But I think that's really important what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Appreciate
and
that.
we do take donations.
Yeah,
as
so you
far
guys
as,
give us your donations. Sue's home. Look them up.
Always donations.
Where can they
It's-
find us? Is it a website or?
if you can check it out on Facebook, it's Community Care Network, and if you go under videos, there's actually a little
Just take the lid off.
promo about the whole what we do and a video of the house and all that sort of stuff as well. And
We'll try to share that link. I'll get it from you.
okay, and we do, we do take furniture now. We don't take mattresses. We do buy new mattresses
Yeah.
for them, but
You get them from Mattress by Appointment and Goche because you probably should.
I did call him, but he told me that he didn't do twin beds, and that was what we were buying at
He
the
doesn't
time.
do twin beds?
Well, I mean, we don't right now. We're slowly starting to get them back in.
It's all about
The pricing went so crazy with the twin beds versus say a full queen king.
Yeah.
That when you look at the inventory price, I mean, you just can't compete. You're paying. Nobody's gonna we do have a couple twins in now, but nobody's gonna pay for what we get it at in the twin section. It's just it's more or less just sitting on. I mean, you make $3-4.
I know. That's
You can't.
pretty cool.
So you just
So let's talk about these.
yeah.
You see this?
I think you need to wear one.
Okay,
Can I? Is I'm gonna stretch it out.
so
There you
What
go.
it-
Oh, y'all look so cute.
First and foremost, I do interior decorating,
Okay.
and I've done that for the past couple of years. And then I decided, remember, I like to be happy. And so I wanted to do stuff inspired by the happiest place on earth. And that's kind of Disney. And
It's
so
not kind of Disney. It's very Disney.
I know, I love Disney. We all should go.
Let's go right now.
I know, I want to go.
We went last year. It was so fun.
Oh,
These
haven't
are
been-
everywhere.
I haven't been there in years. So I was thinking about that. Open an Etsy store. It's going to launch probably at the end of the week.
Nice.
And then I have a lot of different ears that I've made. They're homemade
Yeah,
ears.
you guys, we got
They're not
Christmas
replicating.
ears.
They're not replicating
We've
any.
got cupcake ears,
It's Mardi
This is
Gras.
lollipops.
Halloween ears.
That is candy corn.
Gross. Nobody likes candy corn. do they?
Snowballs.
Nobody.
And what is that one?
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. So we got. I like it. I like it a lot.
I have a lot of. I'm
you got
still
one on right
working
now.
on.
Yeah. So do you.
What do I got?
So you got a
This one's
peppermint.
not finished yet. I
love
mean,
peppermint.
I threw it in there, but I'm doing a few more things. to
So
it.
I remember when we were kids, you used to do the candles, and you would always have these candles. You still do the candles?
No.
No. This is a lot of work. I mean, you got a
It's
whole
hard work.
Yeah.
And plus, it's not healthy for you.
That's
No.
one time I did enjoy the house smelling good. Besides that, Mom had a whole run with Mary Kay. I'm glad you stepped away from it. Yeah, that.
Mary Kay scarred you, it sounds
My
like.
mom scarred
Oh,
me with
man,
her
I would-
with her hair product. whenever I
Mom
was
would have a
kid.
Chevy Illumina, and like I would sit there and study in the back. Like I'd grab, try to study or figure.
Chevy-
I
yeah,
can't.
Astro
I can't
van.
like read and drive, like ride in the backseat of a car.
Me either.
And then that makeup hits because she's always had like like the makeup pack, like and you could smell, and then all of a sudden
No.
you
That's
start
not what
getting
happened,
white.
Jordan.
Well, no, it always smelled like makeup. When you did Mary Kay, everything smelled like
He
makeup.
said that. He said that.
Well, you could have smelled like shrimp. So
We
I would
also
take shrimp
had-
over, huh?
We also had a cool car that I actually
Yeah,
drove
but,
from Mary
but
Kay.
it came at a price.
So
of makeup smells.
here's Jordan in the mornings. He's 8 years old, and I'm blow drying my hair to go to work. This is even before Mary Kay or just after or something. I'm blow because I had gotten to a point I just couldn't work with women like that anymore. It was too much drama.
Yeah, too many.
Oh yeah. So
that
seriously, like I went through years of that, and I was just done. So I was taking a Jordan to school in the morning. I think you were older than that.
I thought you
maybe
said taking a
10.
Jordan. I was like,
Taking Jordan.
Call it that now.
I'm taking a Jordan to school in the morning, and I get in the car, he's screaming from his bedroom, "Please, Mom, turn off the blow dryer,"
yeah.
because everything bothered him.
Yeah.
All the sounds,
Noises
the smells.
would get me. Smells was worse. I couldn't
everything.
even go to Kirkland's. I remember we were Tuesday morning.
I still can't
These
go.
stores she would want to always drive me to. I would refuse, and I would go sit. Mainly it was because I couldn't keep my hands in my pockets because I
Right.
would touch everything. I still like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you didn't have Amazon back then either, so you had to go to these stores.
But it would get my sinuses going. But what it all stemmed from, and what all my sinus issues stem from now, I'm gonna take this off. I feel it popping back and forth. Is her hairspray?
You look cute, though.
It's her hairspray. Whenever we were kids, I was a kid. She'd be getting me ready for work, ready for school.
Is that
She'd
still a
be ready for
popular
work.
thing now?
And then she would do this for 5 minutes.
We wanted it. We wanted our hair to look cool.
Now, did y'all cover y'all's faces or y'all just let it go?
Just let it go.
They had the Uncle Jesse thing.
But that was like the big hair phase too. I mean,
You had to have
I
something to
still
keep
like
it
the
up.
big hair phase.
yeah, but hairspray, like Matt was right. I mean, hairspray.
How
was
often do you buy hairspray? Go once
Once
a
every
month.
2 months.
2 months. How
How about
about
you?
you?
Probably the same.
You guys
Really?
are copying each other.
Yeah, you can't know.
2 to 3 months.
It's been. I bought a
Listen.
bottle of hair gel for me and Jordan to do a skit about a year and a half ago.
And it's still a full
And
bottle.
it's still. But how many bottles of hair gel did we go through when we were kids?
Look, dudes are
bunch. A bunch.
different than women. Okay, guys are just totally different. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. For the,
They make better product when it comes to the hair products now, or way better than back in the day for me. Like the pomades, like I get like a clay base, and then I have like a sprinkled dry.
oh, you only need a pin drop of it.
Yeah,
now.
so it's like now they got it kind of. You pay a little more, but it's like, I mean, I can go 2 years.
it's
with,
all part of the pyramid
You put
scheme.
so much stuff in your hair when you were young that it would
Yeah, remember like they did the gel
put holes
spikes.
in your fingers. Yeah.
That's what
Yeah, so
everybody
it's
had to
crunchy.
do. That was what everyone was doing. That and
I
our
know.
ankle socks all the way
Well,
up to
that's
our
why
knees.
we were poodles back in the day.
And then backward sun visors flipped upside down was pretty hot back then.
Hey, I went through some pictures today that
We'll
I
play
should've
some
brought
during
them
the
all.
show. But that's what growing up's all about. It's about living, learning, having fun while you're doing it. Thank y'all so much for coming. This means a lot to us.
We'll do a part 2.
Yeah, if y'all are down, maybe we'll wait another year and 8 months before we do it.
Has it been a year and 8?
It's been a year and 9 months.
Well, we're
So
proud of you. You guys have done great.
thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Looking
Y'all
for
look
more
at the
to come
camera.
from
Y'all tell
love
them
you both.
we're gonna get y'all to do some promos on the green screen before we get out of here, because again, you guys are the reason for this. But everyone, thanks for tuning in. Thank you for meeting our mothers.
Thank you for putting up with our sons.
All right, guys, take care. And this week coming up, we have Jeff and Rylan
Bertucci.
FEB brothers. Will be on Tuesday, 8 o'clock.
See y'all then.
I got the yellow ribbon. So, it's okay.
How many times did you sit back just relaxing? Understand movements coming in, yeah, we got the packs in. I don't really wanna see no more traffic. Last pack just came in, let's get it out quick.